All right, y'all. What's going on? Yeah, I just had something on my mind that I wanted to talk about because it's something that really brings me down, kind of. And it's something that I don't like thinking about, but I know that it's something gonna come sooner or later. And, it's kind of like I'm sitting here preparing myself for it because I know it will come. I know sooner or later I'll get a call from someone, probably my mom or dad or, anyone, and, saying that someone else passed away or someone else died. And it just sucks. The whole dying thing just really sucks, because really, I mean, even though, it's bad enough when someone dies, I don't like death just as much as the next person. I don't want anyone to suffer or anything. But really, the people that have to suffer, and I know this sounds cold and selfish too, but really the only people that have to suffer is the people that are still alive. Because once people are gone, they're gone. And I was just sitting here thinking about my gram and my pop. And, my mom and them, they're not old enough yet, but they're getting there. They're getting up close to their 70s. But my gram and pop, they're older. And I just feel bad because I was living there, for about 5 years at one time, and our whole lives, we've been going down there to their swimming pool, and they took care of a lot of us. That's where all of the, us bums lived with them. When we didn't have nowhere to go, we went to Graham and Pop's house, you know? And I love them. I love them to death. I love my grandfather and grandmother. But it's like, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, who is going to be the ones that are going to step up? And if, what if someone has to, like, start changing one of their diapers or something like that? Like, who's going to be the one to do that? I'm down in where I live, and it's, it's about a half an hour, 40-minute ride. It's not that far, but I really don't want to be the person to do this. But yet again, me being who I am, it's like I feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Because they're my blood, they're my grandparents, and I feel bad. And it just sucks, getting old, and I'm just not looking forward to it myself either at all. I'm just really not looking forward to it. But, even though my Aunt Tammy, she lives right down there. She only lives, a half a mile away. My mom don't live too far. My dad lives a couple blocks from them. It's kind of, they're all basically right there. I'm the only one kind of the furthest away from my family. Even my cousin, she lives about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes away from there. So I'm the furthest one, but I don't know. It's really hard to explain to y'all because you really don't know my situation. But if I would move down there, it's not a spot that I want to be around because it's very easily accessible for me to do things that I don't want to do. Get high and get drugs and do other things. Even though I'm not doing that right now and I don't have any plans on doing that, it's still, I'm putting myself in a vulnerable situation by being down there. Now, if that wasn't around and I could be down there and I knew that there was no way of doing that, then maybe I would move back down there right now and maybe live in the back shed or something, so I could do my music and other stuff back there. I was thinking about it. But then I ask myself, how much longer are they going to live? They could live to be 100 some. I don't know. But all I know is that we die and it happens. It ain't like I want to sit here and, kind of jinx the situation, but it's going to happen sooner or later. And see, I want to prepare myself for it. I don't want it to catch me completely off guard, like a smack to the head. It's kind of like I sit here and I think about this stuff and I'll cry sometimes, thinking about if that would ever happen with my mother, my father, any family member. It's kind of like I already mourned the deaths of my family members. I know it sounds really weird and crazy, but I already sat here and I thought about it, and I had many dreams, like about my dad dying, my mom dying. I had a lot of dreams about my family members dying. And I woke up, and it's kind of like, as I'm getting out of my sleep, I realize it's just a dream. But I don't know, maybe all that is preparing me for this, so it's not so bad. Now, I know that sounds superstitious. It sounds, religious and all this other stuff, but I don't know. It's a weird situation. But I just don't know what to do. It's this constant, I can't figure out if I want to do this or do that. Or do I want to do that, but not so much of this? Do I want to move there and help them? Or do I want to stay down here and maybe drive there to help? Or just stay away and let my family handle it, other family members handle it, because they know my situation, but it's like, I just feel, I feel selfish and cold and greedy. Like, that's just how I feel about the situation. Because my grandfather took care of me for so many years, and my gram, she helped. And it's just one of those things that pops up and it just makes me feel bad. It really does. And I don't like thinking about it, but it is what it is, and that's what I'm thinking about. So I don't know. What can I do? But I know that this dying stuff, the reason that I don't like when individuals die, when anyone dies, is because, you have to do all these things. You have to do the funeral, and then you gotta, do that, and then the people gotta pay for it. Someone gotta pay for it, and you gotta go to the thing, and then, they're saying these sermons, and then there's a preacher there and all that. It's just, I don't know. I just don't, to have somebody speak about someone and they never really even been around them, or they don't even know them, and you're there speaking for someone that I knew and you didn't know them. It's just, these things are stuff that just really annoy me, and just this is why I don't like when these things happen. I don't like when people die, because then the living has to, nothing against them, nothing against whoever dies. It's not against the person that's dead. It's just the people that are still alive. I think we overdo this, if you want my honest opinion. Like DMX, like, I like DMX and his songs were awesome. I grew up listening to DMX music. But I think that it's being blown out of proportion. Let the man rest. You know what I'm saying? Let the man rest. He's gone. You can't do nothing about it. I understand that it's horrible that he died at 50 years old, 50 or 51, but I don't know. See, I know it's going to sound, it sounds offensive to people, but I think we just overdo this death thing. I really do. It's okay if you want to celebrate someone's life, but I think there goes too much into the death itself. Why do we have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a funeral and all this other stuff? Why do we have to give those people money to do that? Why can't we bury our own people like they did back in the day? You know what I mean? Build a nice coffin for them and, properly put their bodies in there and put the body 6 feet underground. Why do we have to pay someone thousands of dollars to do that? Once someone's in the ground and you're 6 feet under, none of that is coming up. Once it's in the ground, it's going to go downward. It's not going to come back up. At least I don't know too much about the topic, but it's just, there's a lot of extra things that go in it, and that's why I don't look forward to it. With me, when I'm dead, I am dead. Put me on a fire with a bunch of wood, do whatever you need to do, and burn me. I'm gone. I'm not here no more. You know what I'm saying? Once you're gone, you're gone. This flesh and everything is just flesh. That's all it is once you're gone. The body is nothing when you're gone. It doesn't mean anything. But people, they still treat it as, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with some of the things we do, but a lot of the extra stuff that goes into it is just why I don't look forward to it. I really don't. So I just know that time is going really quick, and I know sooner or later, who knows? It could be me. It could be anybody. I don't know who's going to be next. It's going to be somebody, though. But I just don't like dealing with this at all. I really don't. And I don't like talking about it, but it's just something that gets on my mind. And I don't know. How do you talk about this with people? Because like I said, people just take it wrong. They get offended. They think that you're, coming at them or, criticizing them. And I don't know. I would treat it completely different if it was me. If I was gone and something happened to me, kiss me on the cheek, say, "We love you, Nate," and put the logs down, set on my blade, put me on top of there before you do it, and set me ablaze and let me go. I'm gone, I'm not there no more. I'm not in my body. It's basically what I'm saying. If you got this far in the video, basically what I'm saying is, who are we doing this for? The dead is dead. So what are we doing all this for? Are we doing this for God? Are we doing this for, the family, the friends, everybody? Do you understand what I mean? Why are we Why are we doing so much? Like what or who are we proving something to by doing all this? You know what I mean? Like, and I know a lot of people, you're not going to see what I'm saying. You're not going to understand what I mean, but it's, why are we doing so much of this? Like, how did this even all come about? Like funeral homes and stuff. There was never funeral homes way back. Back in the day, people were burying the dead by themselves. They were, when their families went, they were burying them themselves in the yard or somewhere close. When did all this start? Where it's all about money. That's another reason it pisses me off, because it's just all about money. It's all about taking your money. That's really what it's all about when it comes to this death stuff too. So that's another reason why I feel the way that I do, because the preacher is money. The funeral home is money. The burial is money. Why should it take money to do these things? You mean this is something we can't do with our own hands? I think it would give us more closure if we did it the old school way, really. I think that's why a lot of people don't get closure, because you get someone you don't even know to handle it, and some preacher you don't even know to speak, and it's like there's never no closure. Like my brother's death, there was no closure at all. There was no closure with my brother Earl. None. I mean, now, after a long time, I keep his picture over here to remind me of certain things. Now, I know I don't tend to keep pictures around, but his I do keep around, because it's a reminder for me that life could be worse, to be thankful, and other things. But I don't know. That's just how I feel about a lot of it. I know a lot of you are not going to feel the same. You might feel completely different about it. But I really think that for us, the ones that are alive after someone dies, I think we would get better closure if we took care of the situation, the family members. They talk about all this, oh, well, the body decomposes and it blows up and does all this and that. Well, weren't they putting it in the ground themselves back in the days? So what has changed? What has changed? It's just all about this. And trying to prove something to, I don't know, to God or, whatever, I guess, because all of us thinks that, like, we're for sure that there's going to be some kind of afterlife. I don't know. It's just the way that we go about doing it. I just don't agree with it, basically. So anyway, I'm done. I know a lot of people don't like hearing this or talking about it, but it's something I was thinking and I just had to get it off my mind. So I feel a little better now that I did. But I'm through. I'm done. Thanks for watching. SBN. Resonate. Later.